We don't travel that far distances because we are all about the slow traveling. But the problem is, when we don't drive that much, we cannot charge our house batteries.
As you can see, our chimney makes a shadow like half of the day there, so we get like 120 amps from this panel. It's 360 amps, and we don't drive, so we don't get that much solar. We have nowadays a compressor fridge which consumes something around 200 watt hours, so it's like 20 amp hours per day. For keeping things cool inside, it's a 60 liter or 65 liter compressor fridge, but still it consumes quite much. I think computers and the fridge are the biggest consumers of when we are living in a van. I think 70% of the consumption goes to laptops, because heating is with LPG, it doesn't consume at all, and compressor fridge, when it's on, it's that 20 amp hours. So we can live like 16 days, run the compressor fridge with our 400 amp hour batteries. Huge battery bank, but still it's not unlimited. It's not unlimited at all.
And this box is our extra fridge. It's the compressor fridge. And when we made a video about it, we got numerous questions about how we can fit it here and what kind of stuff we have to throw out to fit this big thing in our garage. But the reality is, we didn't have to get rid of anything. We just reorganized everything. So our chairs are still there, and this box is top of the fridge because it's a water box and we use it quite often. Yeah. It's good that we have a backup fridge because we can go to these massive grocery hauls and just buy a bunch of food and then stay put for quite many nights and always eat fresh food, so it's a good feeling. And we did have a little mistake with our Pulla's non-collapsible water bowl that actually did collapse. But now we managed to park our van this way that all the beautiful creek sun will dry our beddings, and I'm really afraid of getting mold and mildew issues to our mattresses. Now we just wait until everything dries out and enjoy this gorgeous day by the beach once again. There's so many beaches here in Greece. We feel so good about the sun shining in the days like this when these minor accidents will happen, because if this would be a really rainy and cold day, we couldn't really air dry our beddings. And you know, when you live in a small cramped place with the moisture, it's really awful. Yeah, that's why a heater is a must-have thing. Even you don't really need it for the heating, you need to take the soaky, wet air away. Yeah. Look at all this beach. And once again, the water is shimmering blue, see-through water. And now that I look at this beach, it seems like there's no beach duckies, but I think they will just pop out from nowhere.
Now when the panels are open, I think first time on this trip, or second time, we are getting over 300 watt even if the chimney is making that shadow. Yeah, so now we can get our batteries charged in 2 days approximately. Yeah, so it will be nice to have a full batteries. We have been on the 50% mark for the past 2 weeks or so, and we have been actually parked on the forest many days. So parking on this kind of beach which has no shade at all, it's not that common.
Welcome to our beachside compact kitchen, and what we are having today is pita breads, and we will just pull some gyros out of it.
Yes, I have minced meat and I will get some salads there and cheese and red onion. I think these are Romanian red onion still.
They are really delicious. And I can open this that I have waited for so long, that I bought from Poland. Yeah, and we need the cucumber. There's 3 important ingredients in your gyros. It's onion, tzatziki and cucumber. All the other ones are just extra.
And Greek pita is different to other pitas. Usually you put fillings inside of the pita, but in Greece they just fold it like this.
Like a taco.
Like a taco. And they use a lot of French fries.
Yeah, in the tourist destinations.
So you always get French fries in your gyros.
What a weird mixture. The food is basically identical to our tortillas. The bread is just different. And you can get the corn pitas also, so it's not that different. We love cultures.
Kind of good looking.
Yeah. Pita time. If you feel like you have some kind of substance abuse issues, for example, it's good to come here, wild camp in Greece, because it's not totally always legal to stay overnight outside of the camping places, so you don't really want to start drinking, and then if the police comes up and says to you that you need to leave the place, well, you cannot drive. So this is a good way to stay alert. One of us has to always keep a clear head.
So now we have actually tasted all the bulk lagers and helles or bulk beers in Greece. The best bulk beer in Greece was this Fix. But then we decided to actually check it with the Heineken. Heineken is like a double the price compared to Greece beer. And we always take blind
test.
Yes, so we don't know which beer is which. But Fix did win Heineken beer.
Amazing!
Yeah, I think Heineken is like 3.7 euros per liter, and Fix and other Greece beers are something around 2.2 euros.
Yeah, and Greece beers are very mild, crisp, like very summery, thin, flowery.
Yeah, they are made for summers.
Yeah, watery. But yeah, it's really important to taste your favorite beers with the different kind of brands, because you might be surprised, because the image is everything. If you always think the Heineken is the best one,
then you don't even taste others.
Yeah.
So you have to
taste them like knowing they are the cheaper brand, and you don't appreciate them. So that's why it's really important to make like a blind test.
Yeah, but Greece has also quite good small brewery scene compared to other countries around here. So when we go to bigger cities, I will go see some brewery shops, so I can buy beers from there.
Craft beers.
Craft beers, yes. It started actually wind up outside and it's uncomfortable to sit there, so luckily we have entertainment in our van. So new Counter-Strike 2 is online, so I can start playing that. And we have still some beer left. Good morning, y'all, from our camp. Yeah. This beach has been our home for a while, and now we're gonna continue.
Yeah.
We got our batteries full from approximately 40% to 100%. And I also kept one gaming night, so it's like 500 watt hours consumption when you play for the whole evening.
Now we have rested and we are ready to move on. We noticed we are running out of our clean laundry, so today is the surprise laundry day. There's a few laundrettes near our spot, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, gonna go now laundry basically just around the bay over there. So we are still on the three fingers Sitonia area, and there are larger cities, so they have laundromats over there. But good camping spot. This is quite popular among the fishermen. Yeah. We are always place where the fishermen are, so it's been nice. But there are these pull-offs on this beach like every 50 meters, so you can always get your own spot, and fishermen have their own spots.
Exactly. But there's a lot of planes flying by and hornets and military stuff, and of course this place is a no drone zone, so no aerial footage of this gorgeous place.
Yeah, only in a weekend time when they are not flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing. Every time when you are using the drone, you have to be aware of your surroundings. So
there restrictions.
There are lots of no-fly zones in Greece because they have a huge air force, so they have lots of training areas where they train.
Yeah.
But these are things that you have to always take care of.
And keep in mind.
It's really easy to find. Just Google drone map and the country you are in. You can always find the local drone map where you can see where you can fly and where you are not allowed. Our van is packed up. Also the solar panels is retracted inside, so we are ready to go to do the laundry.
Yeah. And one little thing, there's a lot of flies here. I don't know what's up with that, but flies are not that annoying as the wasps. I got little boo-boo because I did stupid thing and walk at the beach with my bare foot, and then this wasp sting me, and now my foot is really sore and big and I cannot step on it. It hurted like a hell, and this was the second time this week. First I got bit here. The wasp went underneath my t-shirt.
But there are lots of wasps, especially on autumn time. They are vicious. Yeah. So
I'm a bit afraid, and I just try to be their friend, but they do not accept me. They always want to sting me. I don't know what's up with that, and it hurts so much.